Well, good afternoon once more, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us, for taking time off the holidays to be with us as we continue. This is our 14th week, I think, that we're getting together to just update everybody on developments with reference to resettlement of the Afghans. And really today, we want to spend today, this is the last meeting of the year, really celebrating how far we've come together as a community. We are at a point where we have resettled just slightly under 475 Afghans this year in St. Louis. We have a significant number of Afghans that we've moved into housing. I think we're at the point where we have the lowest number in hotels now. We moved a family of 11. We moved a family of 10. We're moving the family of 10 today. But these are big accomplishments because these are some of the biggest challenges that we face. The families from 6 upwards have been challenging finding housing, and we're beginning to see the community step up in that regard, and we're finding solutions, and that's really something to celebrate. So today we're going to have an agenda really just focusing on collaboration, and specifically collaboration through the command center, which we created about 4 weeks ago, and how that command center has really helped us bridge the gap in some of the challenges that we faced. Because like we have always said, we planned for these arrivals, but we never really anticipated the significant number of minor challenges that eventually became major challenges and really did impede on the success of this initiative from a welcoming standpoint as a community. So with that in mind, today we're going to talk about the command center. We're going to talk about some upcoming implementations, and then we're going to identify needs which keep changing as time goes on. We established the command center, and in the command center we have 2 young men. One is Carlos Suarez, who's leading as the lead logistics manager at the command center, and then we have our Afghan friend here who stepped up, Najibullah Nazari, who's also a logistics manager there. And, you know, Najib has really been able to help us translate, when I say translate, more interpret how the Afghans, the expectations of the Afghans, but also really explain to them processes. And it's been really helpful in that process. And we're really glad to have him as part of the team. And so I'm going to turn this over to Carlos and maybe Najib to just talk about what's going on at the command center.
Well, thank you, Ari, and good afternoon to everyone. And yeah, just to reiterate the purpose of the command center and why it was established here actually at the beginning of December, as Ari mentioned. It's really to respond to the immediate needs of our new arrivals, as well as helping sort out issues between arrivals, volunteers, our staff, and our community partners. And our goal is to be as effective and responsive as possible in order to address any immediate issues to prevent further problems from happening. And so a lot of the immediate needs that do come through the command center include a lot of individuals are still kind of dealing with, it could be minor sicknesses or even in some more serious circumstances. We do have big families arriving. So that is also to note, there are a lot of women that are expecting children here in the coming future. So that's another exciting point for our community, that we're going to be welcoming a lot of young people here in St. Louis as new arrivals and citizens. And so dealing with prescriptions, meals, food, housing, and a lot of other requests that come through here, our goal is to really mitigate this and communicate with our team as well as volunteers, and take any feedback from the community to address them as much as possible. So that's really the goal of the command center. I want to also thank Najib here, our Afghan, my colleague, who's been really, as already mentioned, interpreting, but also helping lead the conversation and guide conversations with our new arrivals, as to really help set the tone and help them bridge from where they're coming to welcoming them to St. Louis. So it's been a lot of fun working with Najib. We can go to the next slide. And so just to kind of showcase some celebrations or marks that happen this month and that are continuing throughout the new year. We did have a shoe and coat drive that was hosted in collaboration with the Christian Friends of New Americans, or CFNA. We've had a number of partners really step up for luncheons or meals, I should say, that include Welcome Neighbor STL, the Little Angels Foundation with their Food for America program, and House of Goods. So these have been really a great way to bridge our community together and really have a nice welcoming for an inclusive society here in St. Louis, to really build on our mission and vision here. And then also a number of housing setups from Oasis International. I don't have those numbers, but I'm sure they're very significant, and we extremely appreciate that huge collaboration here on that topic. So these partnerships are really to strengthen how we welcome our neighbors and showcase the power and strength of partnerships. So I want to thank, we want to thank all of our partners for the work that they're doing. A lot of this is also volunteer efforts. So people that are taking their time, their energy, their resources, and really being a strong welcome for our community. We can go to the next slide. And just to showcase some of that work that's being done here in the community, most very recently, we partnered on a luncheon this Sunday with the Little Angels Foundation, and Riz Khan is here on the line too. If you'd like to talk a little bit about that experience, Riz.
So, hello everybody. Can you hear me, Carlos?
We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, first of all, for the opportunity. I appreciate it. My wife is not on the camera, Farah. She had a little surgery, but she will speak on our behalf. She's better than me, so already I will let her. Woman rules the house. Already she rules. So already, okay, here Farah is.
Reese, we can hear Farah.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay. Can you hear us?
No, we can't. We cannot. We can hear you, Reese, but we can hear Farah.
Okay. So already I will brief you about us. Already, Little Angels Foundation, we founded in 2013. And we were helping school district like North St. Louis, East St. Louis, and the principal, and they will reach out to us that, hey, we need 100 bags or food for their pantry. So we will do a drive and already we will provide them. We were doing it since 2013. Then last year, pandemic happened and everything was shut down. So we had, I thought what to do, I just can't sit home. So I founded Food for America last year, April 2020. Since April 2020 until this last week, we have already crossed 150,000 meals. And we are doing every day. when we got an opportunity from International Institute of St. Louis, we are so grateful and thankful that we were able to help. So what I did, I didn't know within 48 hours when I got this call from Kelly, hey, Riz, how can you help? I reach out to all my volunteers and everybody. When I said my volunteer, if you see with the pictures, we have Christian, Jews, Sikhs, Muslim, Hindus. They all came together and they started cooking in their kitchen, not in a restaurant. We all have small kitchen. I don't even have a gas stove. We have an electric stove. My wife cooked for 40, 45 meals. I cooked some rice and that's what we were doing. And we were able to box and already tag and everything. And we were able to deliver on time. And the best part was that already we got appreciation when Carlos told me that already they liked it. We were really grateful. And we were able to reach out to the kids in the neighborhood so that they can make a welcome card for the families. And next day morning, we were flooded with the cards. So already here are some pictures with the cards.
Thank you very much, Riz. That was a great initiative, just reaching out to kids on Nextdoor with using Nextdoor, the Nextdoor app, and getting this feedback, because this is essentially what this collaboration is all about, is really positioning this community as a welcoming community. And this is a clear example of a community that really wants to welcome this new arrivals. So thank you very much for doing that. And thank you to your team for supporting this initiative. Really, really inspiring.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Carlos, back to you.
Yeah, thanks again, Riz, Farah, and the entire team. It was a delight to work with both of you, and thanks for coming on board. So thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity, Carlos. I appreciate it.
So to give the community an update on kind of some upcoming implementation that we're going to be doing here, mainly at the beginning of the new year, we're looking to really improve the pairing between local families and our clients. We're working with our already established partners, including Welcome Neighbor STL and Oasis International, and I believe CFNA on really connecting individual families here with our clients. We're developing a master list that I know everyone's patiently waiting for to share with our partners. And this is really to pair the community, which has already been going on, but really to just improve the communication from overlap, from any potential overlap. So that will be done here shortly. Also to have a really community-wide engagement here in St. Louis. We have some key areas of where individuals can support and sign up. We have already using what we call the Volunteer Local app. So it's already an app that's out there. We use it here at the Institute, and we're looking at really engaging the community on a few needs that include airport transportation. So connecting with families once they arrive to the airport to their next destination where they're living. 24-hour visits, which means 24 hours after they arrive to St. Louis, just being a friendly face and also helping with grocery shopping. Medical transport, since that's a common need that we're working here out of the command center on a really regular basis. So that's something that could use additional volunteer support, and then just miscellaneous requests that come through. We're dealing with a lot of information and requests, so just having some individuals here on standby always helps as well. And then pairing, once we have volunteers or community members that do support some of these items, we want to track what happens. And so we're developing another mobile application that will help collect data and share that with our team. So if there's any other requests or things that need to be done or really immediate needs for the clients, we can collect that and then share it within our team to help distribute information and solve issues as soon as possible. And we also have an exciting computer drive coming up with Welcome Neighbor STL that we did want to highlight. And Kelly is going to mention more about that as well.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for taking time out of this busy week to attend this important meeting. So the Command Center and I have been working diligently, and we've worked out a service project for MLK Day, and that is going to be in collaboration with Welcome Neighbor and the START program, which is high school students in the region. We are going to have a laptop drive. We're also going to be collecting lamps and comforters. So those are the 3 items. The START program and Welcome Neighbor have been really great at outsourcing or finding laptops, and we're really trying to give every family 1 laptop. So we haven't posted on social media yet this opportunity, because we're going to probably do that right after the new year, but this will happen on Monday, Martin Luther King holiday, which is January 17th. The drive will be from 10 to 1, and the 3 items that we're collecting are laptops, lamps, and comforters. And when I say comforters, I really mean like the heavy blankets. We have plenty of throws. We have plenty of small quilts. What we really are lacking are your bedspreads that you put on your beds for winter. So in the next week, we will launch this over social media. Welcome Neighbor and the START program is also going to be advertising, but we are going to have volunteers just drop off the items, and then we'll have volunteers who are here who can sort the items. So that is coming up on Martin Luther King holiday, Monday, January 17th. The hours will be from 10 to 1. And those are the 3 items we're going to look for: laptops, lamps, and comforters. The START team will also be able to clear the computers out. I mean, if they're used computers, obviously they'll be able to do some of that technical side. So if you have any questions or want to help, you can email me, and I'll put that in the chat.
Thank you very much, Kelly. There is a question on what conditions. Do we have any specifications yet for these laptops?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just seeing that somebody said they couldn't hear me, but in terms of specifications, you know, if you can clear, I don't know. No, we have no specifications. I mean, if you're able to clear, I'm the worst person to be talking about technology, but you know, if somebody else who knows more, is somebody from Welcome Neighbor on the call, because they
yes.
Maybe Madeline.
Yeah, I would say if they are no older than 4 to 5 years, because we've been given some dinosaur computers that are really wide and they just need to be recycled. So 4 to 5 year old computers would be the oldest.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madeline. Be safe. It looks like you're on the road. We also have a question from somebody asked about, can we be more specific about the lamps?
Thank you. That's an important question. So what we're dealing with is many of the apartments do not have ceiling lights. And so we are looking for either floor lamps or desk lamps. We are not looking for like the little ones you read a book with, or more like table lamps. I'm sorry,
table
not
lamps.
desk lamps.
Yes, not desk lamps. Yes.
Table lamps and floor lamps. And so think about, you know, an older apartment that does not have a ceiling light.
Yeah.
So it's really to light up a room. It's not to read by, it's things like that. And the lamps and the comforters, well, everything, the lamps, the laptops, and the comforters can all be gently used. But as Madeline said, you know, with the computers, let's make it be like the last 4 years. And then with the lamps, of course, let's make it be they all work. And then the comforters, you know, I always say, if you feel comfortable giving it to your best friend, you can give it to us.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Kelly. I see emphasis, Frank saying emphasis on floor lamps. Yeah, I visited some of the houses, and I understand the challenge, and lighting, because the few houses I've visited, I've seen the need for these lamps. So, yeah. Carlos. Yes, Kelly, you raised your hand here.
I see that somebody asked how many counts of each items, and it's important to note that even after we have the 500 plus Afghan families, we are expected to have another 1,000 refugees throughout the year. So numbers, it's really hard to put numbers to these items, because throughout the year, we will also be welcoming new people. So I can't give you a number. I'm just hoping that we, I guess I could say 100 of each item, but maybe we'll surpass 100. Maybe we'll get 200.
How about we start with that? We start with a goal of 100.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Oh, that's another great question. Will you need light bulbs? Obviously, if we're getting lamps, we probably will need light bulbs.
Right. So this is amazing brainstorming. This is why the community is so important, and these calls are so important. So when we make the call out, we will say lamps with light bulbs.
Yeah. And I know Reese is asking about the laptops. So I know Welcome Neighbor, and Madeline can talk about this, has been working to clean up the computers. But if you can clean it up as much as you can, and that's fine. I know the Welcome Neighbor has been working with the high school kids to clean up the computers before we give them out.
So I did want to mention, in a previous question, somebody asked for the general link to volunteer, and Carrie has now posted that. And that list of opportunities changes on a weekly basis. We do ask that anybody using this link be comfortable if things get canceled. So, there'll be some things you can read to sign up, but that is the best list to use, or the best link to use if you only want to come and volunteer 1 or 2 days. Can I bring other devices that is not a computer?
Well, that will not be specific to this drive, Fahima. Specifically for this drive, other devices, I would say, like those would go with the other donations that we've been receiving. Tablets, yeah. Are tablets part of this? Tablets are computers, right?
One of the just to give you all some more details, one of the reasons why we would like each family to have a laptop is so that they can have, access to job applications or access to the internet if they need it. Zoom meetings, or some of our classes are over WhatsApp. And so the goal is 1 laptop per family. If you have tablets that you'd like to donate, they would probably go, like Array just said, in the other donation pile, or we're not going to guarantee every family a tablet. Some households, as we all know, have every kid has a tablet, and so that's going to get a little bit too complicated. So at this moment, laptops is the goal. If you happen to have tablets, you could bring them, but really it's laptops, lamps, and comforters. Those are our 3 highest needs in terms of physical items.
Yeah. A lot of questions coming up here. This is with reference to when you say comforters, will blankets serve as well?
So if we can think about winter blankets, we want to make sure they're blankets that cover the beds and that are warm blankets. We really don't need any more throws or the type that you might use in the family room. We really just need
And Kelly, why don't we need those ones? Can you explain why we don't need them?
So from our previous drives, we've received multiple donations of throws. We've also had 2 community groups. One woman took a team together and created children packs of a teddy bear and a new blanket. We have 200 of those already to be distributed to children. We have another quilters group who are making quilts, handmade quilts, beautifully done quilts, but again, they're not enough to cover the bed. So we need more of the bedspreads / comforters because we really are lacking those, but we have lots of other throws. So
and what size of blankets or comforters are we looking at?
We're looking for twin and full size.
Twin and full size. Okay. I
will also put my email in the chat, and if you have any questions, please email.
Okay. Homer is asking for the number to call with reference to. So Homer, I think the next slide that we have here is going to include the information of the command center that Homer you can connect with if you for more information, but specific to the drive, if it's specific to the drive, Kelly just put her contact email in there so you can also reach Kelly with questions on that. Yeah. And with that, I'm not sure. Carlos, are we done with, do you have any more information with reference to, and Kelly, I'll probably come back to you as well. But let's go on to talk about what our current needs are. And I see those on the slide here. We have been, our needs change depending on how people, how much time they've spent here. And here are some of the needs that we're looking at currently. So we have, I think, moved all our, we've moved all of the, we now only have people in the hotels that are the extended stay Americans, and that happened incidentally to be close to Schnucks. And so we've been using the Schnucks gift cards. And so if people, when people ask us for needs, here's one of the things that we're seeing as a need, because we're going to keep using these locations that are next to the Schnucks supermarkets. And so we will be giving out Schnucks gift cards. And this is not only for now, but looking into the arrivals when they start to come again in January and February. So Schnucks and all the gift cards are specifically things that the team will need. Mobile phones are increasingly becoming a need because each family needs to have access to mobile phones in terms of communication. And obviously, Visa gift cards are useful because it enables the families to get other needs that are not provided in the grocery store. Uber has become critical in this effort in terms of transportation. So Uber gift cards are also going to be helpful. And obviously, we would always look for cash contributions. Like I said in the last meeting, we were spending about $41,000 a week just in this transitional phase. That has changed because the community has stepped up to cover up these meals. So we've seen a significant reduction in that weekly spend. We've also moved people to this collaboration that we have with Extended Stay America that keeps the cost per night really affordable and reduces the number of meals that we have to provide a day, since the families can now cook their own food. And then obviously we have been really grateful to the efforts that have been made in terms of access to housing. But we're already anticipating what happens with the next wave that begins to come in January and how we're going to bridge that gap in housing. So we still put out a call for connections to any housing stock that's available. And we have some really interesting proposals that have come to us, but that we're working on now. With that, that's where we are in terms of an update. We'll be happy to take any questions if there are questions for us. I know we've answered quite a few, but if there are any questions, we're happy to take those. Carlos, if there's something that I've left out, or Kelly, or anyone on the team that I've left out anything, please feel free to jump in.
I'll just specifically mention that the mobile number is listed here for the command center is for our command center. So if there's a call or even text that can be sent to this number, between my colleague Najib Nazari and myself, will be handling any calls or requests that come through.
I think it's also really important to send all your miscellaneous questions to the command center, and Carlos will then distribute them to the right people. So if you have a random question and you don't know who to go to, just go to the command center, go to Carlos. If you have specific questions about the MLK Day, I'm happy to take those emails. But in the last week or two, I've noticed a lot of emails coming through the info line and just through my personal email, the Institute email. But let's try to direct all questions to the command center, because that's really the first spot where we want to try to help.
Yes, I see a question from R with reference to the record of COVID vaccinations. Yes, everybody took the vaccines on the base, the military bases, before coming into St. Louis. And we have record, everybody has, all the arrivals have records of their vaccinations. And as they have been conducting medical assessment, the need for booster shots has been identified accordingly and provided accordingly. Claire, to your question with reference to healthcare services, our existing partners are primarily Aphinia and the city of St. Louis, or the city of St. Louis, then Aphinia. We also do, of course, collaborate with other organizations like Casa de Salud, but with reference to the medical assessment, we're working with Aphinia. Kelly, can you speak to the question of how much are we seeing in terms of Schnucks and all the gift cards, and what denominations?
Okay, so in the last few months, we've seen wonderful community support with this Aldi and Schnucks gift cards. I can't give you total numbers, but I know it's over. How many have been distributed?
The denominations it's like $50.
The denominations really $50 to $100 or $20, even $20, because we distribute the gift cards depending on the number of people in the family. So not every family is getting the same amount of cards. Obviously, it will depend on how many people are in the family. So really, for denominations, any $20, $25, I mean, we like all denominations. But at this point, as Ray has mentioned, we are really lacking Schnucks gift cards. I do want to make a shout out to Schnucks. They did donate over $2,000 worth of gift cards to us.
Yeah. And we did receive 5,000 in gift cards from the labor union, the 101 local.
So it just so happens that those hotels are walking distance to a Schnucks. And the other bottom line is Schnucks is a little more expensive than Aldi. So the Schnucks cards are highly needed. They're not going to be as stretched as the Aldi cards, but we still have lots of Aldi cards that we are passing out to families that are in their apartments that are near Aldi's. But we've totally run out of Schnucks gift cards, completely run out. Today I did receive 4. So I guess we have 4 more gift cards. And the nice thing about gift cards is if you could please write the denomination on the card, because